Good morning. Thank you for subscribing to this channel. We are very grateful at this time. In time like this, we want to share with you, especially on themes such as unity. Of course, we know that unity is very important in various institutions, especially those created by God. We have the home, we have the church, and of course, we have the government. In all of these institutions, unity is vital. It's a very vital component of every one of these institutions. If unity is absent from any one of them, then they are going to be torn apart. They are going to go their different ways. And of course, chaos will be the result. When you look at the home, if the father, the mother, and the children are not united, they are just going to form people living together. And of course, they will just be living together like strangers. Of course, you know what's going to happen. In the community, if unity is absent, what is going to happen? People are going to fight against one another. They will not want to see, nor want to live with one another. Of course, in the church, if unity is absent, our worship is vain. Our worship is wasted. Our worship is not regarded. Our worship is not valuable. And so today we will be talking about love that brings unity. In times like this, especially in the nation, we need that kind of love that will bring unity. We need that kind of love that will keep us united. We need that kind of love that will make us as one people to go for what we want, to go for what we need, to go for what has been an obstacle against us and play it away so that we can again stand. And once we stand, the nation can move forward. And so today we'll be talking about love that brings unity. The word unity itself means oneness, being together, coming together, standing as one people, unified. That is one, unity, one. And so unity is a very vital component, as we said. Love, we all know, is being able to show affection for one another. And so being in this very nation, as every other nation in the world, we are all citizens. And there are definitely tribal lines that cuts across the nation. But as unity is a vital component, we need to go across those lines. We need to take away those dividing lines. We need to wipe away those lines so that we can stand as one people. When we go back into the Bible, which is of course a very vital reference, Jesus prayed for unity of his people. He desired that the church should be in unity. And so when we shift it to the nation, when we shift it to our country, we need to stand as one people. We need to stand united. Now, there is an adage that always says, unity is strength. There's an adage that always says unity is strength. When we stand together, then we have the strength. There is a story told of some people who wanted to cross a certain river. The river was flowing at a very high speed. And so the first group of people decided to cross individually. There were 5 of them. Each one went into the river and was swept away by the high current. But the second group of people came together. There were just 4 of them. They held their hands together in a chain and they crossed this river successfully without being swept away by the current. It teaches us a lesson. When people are together, no matter the obstacles that are going to come, no matter the trouble that's going to come, no matter the challenges that are going to come, it may not be able to push them down because they will be standing not on one man's strength, but they will be standing on a combined strength. They will be standing on a united strength. They will be standing on a unified strength. And so in times like this, we need to have that kind of love. Now, what does that kind of love that brings unity entail? We know that love means showing affection. One, that love we need to be humble. We need to be humble to one another. I need to respect you as my brother. You need to respect me as your brother. No matter what it is, no matter your level of education, no matter what you have attained in life, but because our common goal is to bring this nation, to bring the church, to bring the home to a very successful end, to realize and achieve our main goal, I have to love you. I have to humble to you. There are times, no matter the level of education, I have to tell you I am sorry. I have to tell you excuse me. I have to tell you please, no matter what happens. That is the first symbol of the love, the first sign of that love. That love must have humility attached to it. If that love is present, and that humility is not absent, unity may not be able to be achieved. And so humility, to be humble, must be present for that love to bring about that unity. Unity will not be present if I say I love you and then I cannot humble to you. I always find fault. I always see your fault at every situation. Whatever you do, I'm not pleased with it. Whatever you do, I always find something is wrong with that thing. It will not be, unity will not come about. And so for unity to be present, for unity to be around, for us to be united, for us to be unified, that love, the first symbol, must be humility. I must see you, you must see me. I must humble to you, you must humble to me. I must be able to tell you, please excuse me, I am sorry. The second characteristics of that love that will bring unity is this: that love must be able to find the good in each one of us. Every one of us have a point of good. If we spend our time looking for the bad and the error and the wrong in one another, we will not be able to achieve that unity. You always say, this person is from this tribe, this is how this tribe does, this person is from here, I know he did that. You will not be able to actually achieve that unity. But like one person, if I am able to put away your bad and then look at those good things that you can do, look at those good things that together we can achieve, then we can go together. Sometimes when people travel in a bus, terrible things happen in that bus. There are some people that maybe make the air uncomfortable in that bus. But as one people going to one destination, you don't go out of that bus because you have a goal. And so until you get to your destination, it is the same way. I must be able to look at you. I must be able to see you. I must be able to find that good in you. What is that thing that is good in you? And I should be able to promote that thing. When I promote that thing, and then we can together achieve that unity. But if I spend my time passing out negative criticisms about you, saying those bad things you did, forgetting about the good ones you did, what is going to happen? We are going to tear ourselves apart, and we may not be able to achieve that unity. And when we are not united, what happens? The other side is going to capitalize on our weakness, and what will be the result? Division, and we will continue in suffering. If you check out a home where the father and the mother are constantly at one another's heels, fighting, quarreling, what happens? The children will capitalize on that. And what happens? They will be keeping late nights. They will do terrible things the parents will not be able to understand, because the mother will blame the father will blame the mother, and so on. A divided house cannot stand. And so for us to be able to be united, for us to be able to be in unity, for us to be able to see one another in that light, I must be able to find that good thing in you. I must look at you. If it is said, oh, your life has been like this, and you have 60% of good things done, 40% of good things done, I should be able to put my hand on you and say, let us go ahead. I cannot go back and keep criticizing the negative things you have done. For us to go ahead and look for the good things I find in you. Again, for that love that brings unity to continue to be promoted, I must be able to forgive you. If we are not able to forgive one another, the past, we say, oh, this person comes from this tribe, this is how this tribe has been doing in the past, so we cannot give him a chance, and this and that. If we continue like that, we may not be able to get the right person. We may not be able to maybe achieve the right goal. In times like this, we know what the country is going through. We are going to elect our leaders in a short while. If you keep pointing, oh, this person comes from this tribe has been causing problem, he may just be the single person from that tribe that can turn everything around. And if we keep pointing at him, keep singling him out, keep singling out that tribe, then we may not be able to achieve. So I must be able to forgive you. You must be able to forgive me. Let's go ahead. If people are together and they are living in unity and they are not able, for any reason whatsoever, to forgive one another, they are not able for whatsoever reason to pardon one another, they cannot go together. They will live all their life criticizing this one will pass negative criticism from this one, and there can never be any development in that place. For development to actually come forth, which can only come about when unity is present, because when there is no unity, development cannot follow. And so for this development to come forth, there must be unity. And for that unity to come forth, that love that is forgiving must be present. And so we must learn in times like this to overlook my fault. I overlook your fault. It's not time to fight. It's not time to box. It's not time to spell out the wrongs that person has done. It's time to say, oh brother, we are one. Well, I'm sorry, the things that happened yesterday, they are gone. Let us go ahead. That is the kind of love. That kind of love that forgives. The other characteristics and quality of that love that will bring unity, the other quality of that love is tolerance. I should be able to tolerate you. No matter what happens, your background is so low. I have achieved a lot of things, and you don't know anything. I am the one everybody should be looking onto. And then I find all of a sudden, you are the one that everybody is looking at. I should be happy for you because there is tolerance. That kind of love is tolerating. I tolerate you and you tolerate me. And it's only when we tolerate one another that unity can be present. In times like this, when we will be selecting our leaders, we need to tolerate one another. We need to tolerate. We need to accept. We need to know this person come from this side, from this other place. This is what we need to tolerate and go ahead as one man. If not, divisions will be planted among us. If we look at many nations of the world, look at many homes, many communities that have collapsed, what was the result? They could not tolerate one another. They could not forgive one another. They were not ready to pardon each other. Once something came up, it was fighting. So it is no more time to do that. It is time to tolerate. It is time to accept. It is time to forgive. It is time to see the other as you see yourself. Remember, unity is based on some certain principles. If you look at our 5 fingers, unity has to do with the universe. The universe itself teaches us about unity. You know, the universe cannot stand on its own. Nothing in the universe can stand on its own. God placed it there. And so everything depends on another. The plant depends on the soil to grow. You know, the plant depends on water to grow. The soil depends on something. Even everything depends on another. Now, when you look at the end in the unity, end talks about nature. Nature cannot exist on its own. You know, there must be night. Night depends on day. Day depends on night. Rainy season depends, and so on and so forth. If you look at the I stands for the intellect. Your intellect cannot function alone. It depends on your body. Your body needs to. Then when you look at the T in unity has to do with totality. The totality of everything depends on unity. It cannot function alone. And then finally, the Y. The Y refers to you. You yourself. You cannot be independent. You have to be united. You know, your eye cannot function by itself. Your hands cannot function by themselves. They have to be united so that they go together. That is the concept of unity. If we need to really achieve something, if we need to really get to that goal, if we really need to clear out this situation we have been going through, whether in our families, in our homes, in the church, in the community, if we really need to forget these bad experiences of the past years that we have gone through, we have to together love one another and go together like one people, and then do the selection that we need to select, so that together we can all smile. If we begin to tear one another, if we begin to find fault in this other person, if we begin to single out and we don't tolerate, then that unity may not be present. That love that brings unity must be forgiving. That love must see the good in your brother. That love must forget about negative criticism. That love must tolerate. That love must be kind. That love must show compassion to your brother. Oh, your brother is down. It's time to go, and you have a car. Take your brother together. You go to that post and you vote together. Don't pass him by and rush and go. No, together we can do it. Unity is a very vital component. If Jesus himself prayed for unity, if God himself said, let us make man, unity, they were together. And so if God respects unity, Jesus showed unity. I think man definitely needs unity. Every nation needs unity. A house that is not united will fall. A house that is divided will collapse. But when we are united, we can stand together. If you check this example, if you have a broom, these normal village brooms, if you remove a broomstick, you can't sweep. But when you put them together, you can sweep and keep your house very clean. And so that is the concept of unity. Let us love in times like this. Show your brother that love. Show your sister that love, so that together we can forget the past and then catch the future, which is very bright. I pray that God will bless you in times like this as we go together as a united people to get what is ours, so that in the unity we can live in a unified environment. God bless you in Jesus' name.